Hi, welcome to Draw Plans. I'm Tom Norris, and today we're going to take a look at trench foundations. Almost every extension you build will need foundations of some kind or another, and in most cases, especially in the UK, we're looking at trench foundations for extensions of any kind. So what I've done here is I've taken one of our projects, and simple project where we've added on an extension here, and I'm basically done what I consider to be a detailed, I've started to do a detailed section to show foundations for this particular property. Now it's not very pretty, but the idea is to give you the content and then you can work out how you want to do it yourself. If you're a young architect at various level, or a budding architect at various levels of qualification, then this would be a pretty useful little section, because you're going to end up doing these, and of course it'll teach you also as in what's required and what's pretty much standard. So if we take this as the floor line, that line here, bottom of the building, generally speaking, the DPC, as in damp proof course, is usually a bit above that, maybe 100 mil, 80 mil, 120, varies, but this is basically the detailed section for that. So now the foundations for an extension, single story extension, the standard, meaning different soil conditions, different areas, it's usually down to building control to actually, because they've got the final say on it, but most architects, technicians and so on, they'll start off with 100 or 1000 millimeter deep by 600, and then it's up to building control if they want to extend it. So if I click on this, I've done a little square or rectangle, and I've hatched it with concrete. So what we're looking at here, if you look down the bottom, so this is all to scale, yeah? We're using 1 to 100, and we're scaled all of these elements, as is the property, of course. So if we look at that, we're 1000 by 600. So that's your foundation. That's your trench foundation under all of the walls. And what sits on top of that then is we've got a couple of what we call trench blocks. Now you could use engineering bricks, anything that'll take you up to the DPC. So trench blocks or engineering bricks, or even commons, or old bricks, cheap bricks if necessary, if you want to get rid of them, just anything to get you up to DPC. And generally speaking, we kind of infill this then with anything. I don't mean mud, but I mean old concrete, rocks, stones, etc. Right, so above the DPC, you're then looking at your walls, and the walls would be, this is a block wall inside. That could be a concrete block, or it could be a termalite block, variety of types for different reasons, but so you've got a block going there, and then you've got we've done 100 mil of insulation. So when you're on the drawings, when it comes to doing the insulation, what I see is some of the CAD packs, they don't have this hatch. So what I would say is you can go and you can download hatches. So as an example, let me just draw a little rectangle here, and what we do is there you go, that's our insulation one. Sorry, I've mucked that up, so let me do it again. Need to focus. So right, I'm choosing a hatch, and I'm going to choose this hatch. Now if you click on, and you don't see anything, but you can see that the hatch is showing there. Now what that means is you need to change you need to change the scale. So I'm familiar that this scale for this particular one should be about 2 or 3. So let's just do 3. Okay, So if I extend the box, right, so 3 is relatively big, isn't it? So let's just do 1.5. There you go, starting to get reasonable. And what I would say to you is, what I was trying to say was that if you don't have this hatch, then go find it, because there's loads of websites out there where you can download free hatches. And we do it all the time if we want it, if we're preparing detailed sections and we don't have the hatches, you know, for concrete, for gravel, for hedges, for whatever you want. But there's plenty, so make sure you get plenty into your portfolio. Plenty of hatches so that you can represent correctly. And of course you can color code them as well and change the color like we did on this one. So here we go, we've got block on the inside, 100 mil of insulation in the middle, and then we're using brick on the outside. So we use standard sizes for bricks, allow 10 mil. Yeah, UK bricks, they are a standard size, you can look it up. And then we allow 10 mil for the concrete, or for the cement, the pointing, call it what you want. But mortar even, how about that? So brick, mortar, so 10 mil, and then you can build like so. So you've got your DPC. DPC should ideally let it hang down a little. Make sure it goes the whole way. You don't want any damp going up. So when it comes in, the DPC, let's look at how we do the floor inside. So generally speaking, this is your trench foundation. Blocks, as in trench blocks, or brick. Engineering, semi-engineering will sit on top. So here we've got gravel. This is just, you know, rubble, gravel, blinded with sand. Get it more or less leveled off. And then on top of that, we've got 1000 or 1200 gauge DPC. This one usually goes down and comes up the wall to about there. So certainly above the finished floor. And then of course the DPC and the wall kind of overlaps. So above the DPC, what we're looking at is, say, 100 mil of concrete. And make sure and get your insulation in here. Don't let the concrete go all the way to the trench block, or don't let it just go. Make sure you get some insulation in there. And again, I'm not going to give you all the details. You can look it up. But concrete slab, bit of insulation, and what you do before you pour this, you should put the insulation, cut out some Celotex or the equivalent. Put it all the way around the edges. Make sure you have insulation, around 50 mil of insulation all the way around. So then you pour your concrete, and you've got your polystyrene slab on top. And again, we're showing about 100 or 120. This can vary depending on what you're doing and so on, but you want at least 60. So I'm just checking here what we generally use. Celotex, it seems to be 75 mil of Celotex is generally what people do here. And on top of that, incidentally, tape all those joints, yeah? When you pop them down onto the floor, they need to be taped. So on top of that then, as a finish, you've got 65 mil of concrete screed. So minimum 65 mil. So what I wanted to do was, if this was a detailed section you were putting onto a client's project, then what you'd need to do is this is fine as a sketched out item, but you need to add the details. And so what we're going to do here, and so I've half done it basically, because what I want to do is I want to add the editorial. And to do that, I've already prepared, and we're going to effectively, let me just get this in the right position now. Put this over here. And you do this yourself. So I'm going to do this rough and ready, but the idea is to show you roughly what can be achieved. So we're going to go from concrete screed, which is, I'm going to turn off my snaps here so that I don't have problems in positioning. concrete screed, Celotex will stop here in the middle, concrete slab, which is here, damp proof, which is there, and then the blinded sand, which is there. Now that's actually not bad at all, but what we could do is, if you really want to pretty them up, you could, you know, balance them out a little. They don't look so bad, but you know what I'm saying. So now what we want to do is, I can put snaps back on, and we're going to go. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad I put snaps back on. Not. Right. Snaps back on. So we're turning. Right, sorry, I'm mumbling a little. That's what happens when you focus. Right, so I'm trying to tidy this up to make it look a little bit interesting. So let's get these lines working here. Yeah, the detailed sections, they all take a little bit of time, but you know, once you get into a format for doing them, and you kind of know what it is you're doing, then you should be fine. But the idea is you got to kind of make it look a bit nice, so you got to take a bit of time setting it out. Now, what I generally like to do on the detailed sections I create is I like to put a little circle at the end of my at the end of the line. So let me show you what I mean here. So I'll just fill this in black, and I'm going to reduce it down to about 30. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Control C, Control V, Control C. All will be revealed. You just have to be patient with me. Now, you get what I'm doing here? So let there be no doubt as to what it is I'm doing. Another couple, or another one, is it? One. Okay, so there you go. That's your. That's how you write it up. So now on the other side, you can write, you know, residual cavity, DPC above ground level, 45, 50, 100 Celotex. Depends what your architect says. It depends effectively whatever you want to put in there, but I mean the builder doesn't decide, the architect or designer or technician. The cavity fill, the trench foundation, usually I'll give you an example of what goes in there on the foundations. Well, I give you an example on all of it, and then you can come back to this video if you want to make a detailed section. This is all the information you need. So DPC, you used the lines again, used the little balls, but basically keep it to scale. That's what I'm saying on here, and if necessary reduce the size of the font so that you end up with a detailed section. This is roughly what it looks like. A detailed section. I'm going to show you a completed one which is separate. So sometimes what we do is we don't add the section to the house, but we provide a detailed section here. So that's a detailed section for a trench foundation, and that we would put in standard on most house extensions when we do building regs. So you need to copy that, draw that up. This one isn't to scale. whereas this one is, so it looks a bit different. But generally speaking, we're covering the same items, you know, as in stones, rubble, etc. Then DPC, concrete, insulation, and then the finished screed. Now don't forget that insulation. A lot of the builders forget the insulation at this point. You mustn't do that. Right, I think that's all you need to know for building or creating a detailed section for trench foundations. That's fine. Brilliant. What can I say? Yeah, if you want to see more of these, then leave a comment, because we really do have hundreds of detailed sections, and I'm happy to do short videos on them if you're interested. So leave a comment and say what detailed section you're after, and if we have it, then or people are interested in it, then we'll do a video on it. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for joining me on this tutorial. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye for now.